Welcome to Sunlighten's Honor Your Wellness with Elena Brower. I'm Connie Zach, co-owner of Sunlighten. Thank you all for choosing to spend the next 30 minutes with us. We value your time and know how important it is. We want this experience to be both experiential as well as enlightening. So we've reserved time at the end for questions. So please go ahead and put your questions in chat and we will get to them at the end. Before we get started, I want to give you a brief history of Sunlighten and who we are and what makes us special. So in 20 years and 2 minutes, here we go. So over 20 years ago, my brother was really very ill and tried everything to cure himself. He had chronic fatigue and heavy metal toxicity and was in a very dark place. It wasn't until his dentist recommended infrared heat and advised him to sweat it out in a sauna to alleviate the mercury that was trapped inside his body that he was able to put himself back into a healing process. As a result, it changed his life and Sunlighten was created. We created Sunlighten with the purpose to bring this healing infrared light to offer hope and happiness to people everywhere so they could also enjoy their best life. And so the past 20 years, we've been focusing on mastering infrared light and bringing the most amount of infrared into the body. And we've been able to do that and patent it. We know that you cannot get more infrared anywhere else than at Sunlighten. We've also found a way to deliver all three parts of the infrared spectrum independently into the body. We bring near, mid, and far infrared. And then we use 56 clinical studies to figure out how to blend those wavelengths together to bring 6 specific wellness benefits into programs. Those programs are cardio, relaxation, detoxification, pain relief, anti-aging, and weight loss. Some other highlights that Sunlighten has brought to market are some of the wonderful results and health benefits, such as increased core temperature, helping with muscle recovery, alleviating depression symptoms, reducing pain, and aiding weight loss. So as you can tell, we're super passionate about wellness, which is why we created Honor Your Wellness today. Our intention is to provide tools and resources for you to use as this pace of this world starts to increase and the need for self-care has never been more important. Elena Brower is going to take you through her favorite daily ritual so that you today can have the break and the self-care that you so deserve. Welcome, Elena. So excited to have you.
Welcome on behalf of Sunlighten Saunas. My name is Elena Brower. I have been a yoga and meditation teacher for the last 22 years. I've used saunas, for at least that long. And my love of infrared saunas has been probably a 5-year relationship. When I first realized how much I loved the concept of an infrared sauna, I wasn't entirely convinced. I didn't understand that if I didn't sweat as much as the other kind of sauna, was it working as well? Did my homework, and what I came to learn is that the very word sauna came from the Finnish language back in the 1800s. Typically a very small room, heated to about 180 degrees, hot stones, cold water thrown on the stones, the heat builds up in the space, we sweat, we feel it unmistakably. What I came to understand in my research is that all of the toxicity to which we are exposed, the insidious, unseen toxicity in plastics, in the ground, in petrochemicals, in pesticides, even on our fruit, all of this is stored in our tissues. If we go into a regular sauna, it's released very quickly, and very often, I'm sure you've experienced this once or twice if you've been in one, it's too much. And the The very reason why I doubted infrared sauna, because it didn't get as hot, and it didn't get as hot as quickly, is exactly the reason why it's safer and it's more sustainable for the body. The heat builds up slowly in an infrared sauna. From 110 to about 135 is the very maximum. I usually sit about 120, 125. That slow buildup of heat is actually the safest way for your tissues to release these toxic chemicals that are stored in your body. They act on your hormones, they change your systems, they are very deleterious at times. So infrared sauna in this sort of steady rise is much more tolerable for most of us and safer, and lends itself to the overarching reason for a sauna, which is relaxation. We don't get enough of it. It's a very hot commodity right now, time to relax. And I would invite you to think about the fact that these benefits of relaxation, because we're moving so quickly most of the time, are far-reaching in the body. We have time to sort of slow down and just pause, think, and feel. Actually helps our heart rate variability, may also help to spend time in the sauna, may also help to balance blood pressure, to increase circulation. And the fun part is that sunlight and saunas use chromotherapy. My favorite part, actually. You can use frequencies of color to impact and harmonize the systems in your body. So neat. So I typically use my sauna 3 times a week in the mornings, sometimes 4, usually. 6:30 I go in, I turn it on, I go get my cacao or some warm water with lemon, come back and it's nice and warm, and I'll sit for half an hour. I'll do my breath work, I'll use my essential oils, I'll sit, I'll read my book, I'll study for a class that I'm going to teach later that day or in a few days. And every time I get out of the sauna, yes, I've sweat a bit. But there is a sense, and it's really hard to explain because it's so subtle, of a new beginning, a fresh start. I can't really explain it any better than that. And I always look and feel like I'm glowing when I get out of the sauna. So what I'll say is this, the last point that I want to make is what I love most about Sunlighten is that there are no veneers, there's no chemicals, no treatment. It's just the wood and my body and the heat. I really pay attention to how I treat my body and what I do, and that is part of my, I feel, part of the reason for my success in my family, in my relations, and for sure professionally. The Sunlighten quality is incredible. I've been in a few different types of these saunas, and Sunlighten always wins, which is why I chose to invest in one personally for my family. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to sharing with you my practice, and just thank you. Thank you so much for caring enough about yourself and about your viewers and readers to be here today. Thank you. Whether I am in the infrared sauna or not, essential oils are my favorite way to balance my state, my mood, my body, my mind. And I've been using them for over 20 years. I've been working with them professionally for over 10 years. And when I talk about bringing them into the sauna, there are 3 that I have isolated and selected to discuss with you today. These are really potent blends and single notes to create a feeling of groundedness, also upliftment, empowerment. And I love them so much. I use them every single day. So let me take my enthusiasm into some information for you. The first blend that I love is Balance. Balance is diluted in a base of fractionated coconut oil. None of the others that I'll talk about are, so that makes it very easy to use, just straight from the bottle. It's a combination of spruce leaf and hoe wood and frankincense resin and blue tansy, which is Moroccan chamomile, super soothing, and Roman chamomile, along with osmanthus flower. This blend is very grounding, very soothing, and a great way to start if you're just getting into the sauna. Put it on your feet, your shoulders, your neck, even your forehead, sides of your face. It is by far one of my most used blends, and I love it so much. The second blend that I want to talk about is not diluted. It's called Air X. And what I love about Air X is that it combines citrus, really intense citrus, let's say a tangerine grapefruit, with frankincense resin and cardamom seeds. I love this blend so much. It's fairly new to doTERRA. It's an incredible respiratory system support. And it also gives you in the citruses, the limonene, and this real uplifting potency. I often use Air X in the morning, and really I just have to open the bottle and inhale from it. I don't need to do much more, although if I have some carrier oil nearby, I'll of course dilute it, apply it to my chest, maybe the sides of my neck, the soles of my feet. And I love to use this sidebar in the shower. I'll splash it on the shower floor before I take a shower, and it's just divine, particularly in the morning. The third oil that I've chosen is cypress. It's a single note, and it's one of the most important. It's one of the ones I go through most often. It's really good when you need to move energy. I very often, during the winters, have snowboarding tenderness, let's say. Cypress is perfect for that. Dilute and apply. I use cypress, I'll just splash a little bit on my dry skin brush, and I'll use that to detoxify before I get into the sauna. And it's really nice. I've made a blend of cypress, frankincense, and lavender in a base of jojoba oil. And very often when I'm in the sauna, I'll apply that just to my legs and arms, upper body, just for some grounding and movement of energy throughout my body. What I love the most about the oils is they add so much to my experience of the sauna. There's a freshness and an aliveness to it, and it really does bring value to the time that I spend in the sauna. And last point, what's most interesting is these three are all sort of in the cooling colors. And when I think about the sauna and how heating and sort of fire inducing, if we're speaking elementally, it is, I really love to bring those sorts of oils into the sauna to bring a quality of balance to the experience and the time I spend in there. Welcome to my favorite room of the house. I have 3 oils with me. I'd love you to start with your balance, since this is diluted. And take about 3 or 4 drops into your hand. It might take a moment for the drops to arrive. And then gently rub your hands together. And place your hands anywhere in your body where you feel you need a little bit of love. So it could be your neck, could be your shoulders, anywhere where you feel you need some touch, wrists, hands even. You can give yourself a little hand massage. It's nice. So you now have some dilution, some good base on your hands. Your Air X is where we'll really focus for our breathwork practice. Take 1 or maybe 2 drops into your hands and rub your hands together. And for this, take your hands from a little farther away and bring them up towards your face like this, and then take a nice big breath in. Feeling the welcoming of the citrus and the trees and the woods into your body now, into your lungs. Do that twice more. Such a good way to start a little session. And final. And then gently release your hands into your lap. So your left hand is on top of your right, your thumb tips are touching, and then you can let the palms gently rest in your lap. Close your eyes, look straight ahead of you, and let your chin be parallel to the floor. Our practice is simple. All we need to do is inhale into the nose, down into the belly. And as you do, lengthen your spine and feel a sense of dignity in the posture, a sense of presence. And as you exhale, feel as though you are landing in your skin, you are relaxing into your body, into this seat, into this moment together. And we'll do that for just a minute. A tiny smile perhaps on your face. Inhaling strong back and exhaling soft front. Feeling a sense of equanimity arrive, your thoughts beginning to slow down. And if you feel you need a little more clarity, simply bring your hands up to your face. Once again, inhale. And welcome all of those compounds, those beneficial compounds, into your respiratory system. Just 2 more breaths here. Final round, just returning to that dignity, that feeling of integrity in the body, and also landing in your own skin, comfortable, steady. You can bring your chin to your chest and begin to open your eyes. And as you do, go ahead and take your cypress straight from the bottle. Go ahead and inhale. And we'll do that twice more, just feeling any stagnation, any stuckness in the body moving as you bring that oil into your lungs. And just one more, third time, big full breath, cypress, motion, circulation in. And then again, as you exhale, let your body relax, release, unwind, and land. Good. You can bring your hands onto your heart space or in prayer if that feels good. And very gently just bow to yourself. I bow to you. And thank you for joining me in my very favorite time of the day.
So now I bring you to my second favorite time of the day, which is a beautiful practice for wherever you are right now. Making sure my sound is okay. I'll just wait for that confirmation. Great. All right, I'm going to take over to the chair. And let's have a small 5-minute practice right where you are. Turn your palms to face forward. Lift your heart. Close your eyes. Inhale your arms up high. And if you have the space, you can bring them all the way around behind you and back down at your sides, or you can just lower them down to your sides. 2 more. And again. Good. Take your hands back behind you now if you have the room, and bring them up. Look up towards your hands. And then bring your hands to prayer. Good. Arms down, looking up. And exhale. One more. Good. Hands to your legs and just go ahead and take little head rolls. So bring your left ear to your left shoulder, around, all the way back down, chin to chest, twice more in this direction. Good, and then gently switch to the other side. Good. Chin all the way to your chest. Just wash your hands down your legs. Just take a little forward bend. Bow your chin to your chest. Couple deep breaths here. Good, and then slowly come back up. And go ahead and take a twist. Bring your hand right side to the back of the chair. And twist around. Just take a little stretch the upper right shoulder. You can turn your head all the way over your right shoulder if you can. Good. And bring that right arm up and around. Left arm. All the way back. And again, opening this whole left shoulder. Breathing deeply. Good. And come back around. Arm up. And all the way down. Take your right leg, cross it on top of your left. If that's not possible, do whatever is possible. Hands to the top leg and just fold down. Forward bend. Good. Slowly come back up. Back up. Switch sides. Switch sides. And fold. And fold. These little hip openers really make a difference in the mind. In the mind. Moving energy in this region of the body. Helps to calm us and quiet us. Good. Good. Coming back to the starting point. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Last posture. Turn all the way to the left. Spine is tall. Seat is still. Two more breaths. And come all the way back around to the center. And over to the other side. Good. Slowly come back around. Arms high. Look up. Big full breath. And exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Good. Chin to chest. I bow to you. Thank you for joining us. I'd love to now take your questions. If you have any. Looking forward to hearing that.
Full. We have time for a couple of questions. One is, what benefits have you noticed from doing this ritual?
Good question. So many. Just want to make sure that my sound is okay. Yes, good, no. I hope it's okay. I find the mere presence of a ritual in my life is making a huge difference with regards to my own self-trust. It's a very interesting phenomenon. Just keeping the promise to myself that I'm going to go into the sauna 3 mornings a week and do this ritual there has changed the way I interact with my family, has changed the way I work in my businesses. It's actually amplified the creativity in my day, in my art, just from keeping a promise to myself. Now, physiologically, every single time I bring these particular oils, I chose them very carefully, into my lungs, I feel like I am providing my body with protection. And I hope you can read between the lines, because I can't say more than that without being overly presumptuous about the effects of both the sauna and the oils. Together, I feel extremely protected from, let's say, current seasonal threats. Any other questions?
Thank you so much. One more really quick question. Of course, we're right at time, so I understand if people have to leave, but just what tip would you have for people who are doing this ritual who get distracted with mind chatter? Any kind of tip to kind of just help to recenter yourself?
Yeah, I think one of the most important things when it comes to the brain is that it's working. You have a job, you have a functioning life. So it's not the brain is bad and empty brain is good. It's really about noticing the show, noticing the thoughts, noticing the feelings. They come, they go, they're super impermanent. It's part of who we are as humans. And instead of being hard on ourselves about that mind chatter that we notice, just having a sense of humor about it, saying, oh yeah, humans being, and I have thoughts too. So I'm just going to sort of let it pass me by. When I'm sitting and experiencing that, I just kind of lean back a little bit and let the thought kind of pass with a sense of humor. So meditation becomes a real sweet time rather than some arduous task. I hope that's helpful.
That's extremely helpful. I hope that everybody has gained some tips, has received a little break today, maybe a little self-love, self-care to help you as this pace of this crazy world right now starts to increase. So thank you, Elena Brower. You're such an inspiration, such a beautiful ray of light. Thank you for everyone for taking your valuable time and spending it with us today. We really appreciate it. If you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much.